as a Marine, I should have known this. You never advance further than your supplies can keep up, or you're cut off.
All right, today's episode of Thinking Thursday is going to be with Randy Tappen. He's the owner of Cova Home Realty, the broker, guys. We're going to spend the day with him. We interviewed him, but now we're going to spend the day with him, get to see what he gets into, the things he does, the team that he has running, the movements that he has going, and we're just going to get to know a little bit more about who he is and how he got to where he got to. We'll catch you in a little bit. Oh, perfect. All right, about to get in. Let's get it going, guys. How are you doing today, Randy? Good. All right, guys, so I got Mr. Randy Tappen in the car.
How's everybody doing?
It's awesome, guys. This is someone you're gonna get to watch his interview, right? You're gonna get to know a little bit about who he is, how he got to where he is, but we're gonna be spending the day with him, and we're gonna be just soaking in as much information as we possibly can, guys, because remember, this is the point behind all this, is just to learn and get ourselves to elevate ourselves and bring us to a different level.
All right, we're going to see a couple different things today. Sometimes I get some phone calls. I wear a couple different hats in the real estate business. I'm the broker of Cova Home Realty. So a lot of what I do is helping other agents through their daily real estate transactions, closings, any advice and support that they need. I make myself completely available to help them with that. What we're doing right now is we're actually heading out, and as the investor side, we're going to go look at a couple properties today. We're going to go meet up with some other investors, go see what they got going on, and then we're going to go to the office, check on everything there. So pretty much just a day in the life of a broker and investor, heading out, driving around, putting miles on the car, and just enjoying the beautiful, beautiful day today and the beautiful real estate life we get to enjoy.
Awesome. Good.
All right, real estate day.
Let's get it.
Welcome to Chesapeake. Going over to this one right here.
Perfect.
What we got going on? Serena Construction.
Okay.
That's our general contractor.
Awesome.
Hello.
Try to save the doors as much as I can by running them out. They were under in here.
Oh, that's the old panel? Take it out. Just take it out then. The actual panel's on the outside. And just take this out. It's not even. Take it out. Patch it. Just widen it. Just go over it, you know what I mean?
I know we can go over it, but we got a dead end. We gotta make sure it's dead. Those wires are dead.
That's right.
So,
Okay.
I'll be up on the roof today too.
You gonna paint these little, whatever that is, the exposed? Real estate's constantly evolving. I've been involved in real estate 20 years now. So I got involved in real estate. Investing is what gravitated me towards real estate. Watched one of those midnight commercials, buy homes, no down payment, things like that. So I did it, and that's how I got started in the real estate. And then what I've seen change over these years is it constantly evolves. It's constantly getting different, and you got to stay involved in real estate in all aspects of it. The marketing, the acquisition, all of that stuff keeps changing. The internet, which scared so many agents. I remember in the early 2000s when the internet really started to take off, and websites, agents were shaking in their boots because they thought they were going to get replaced. And all the internet has actually done was make us better at what we do, more capable. 20 years ago, as a regular real estate agent, I couldn't show 20 houses in a day. It just wasn't even possible. The internet has made that possible. Cell phones has made that possible. Technology has made it possible that if I was out there selling houses, I could actually get out there and sell 20-something show 20 houses in a day.
you want us to proceed with all this?
The wood color?
Yeah.
It's easier to keep it that color, right?
Oh yeah, so leave it stained?
Yeah. Is it easier to keep that than paint it?
Yeah, because there's a whole process in that, because if not, it's gonna bleed through.
Necessary outlets, always get rid of. What are we doing with the shower? This is my first time ever being in this house.
Oh, okay. I think what
So
they
I don't
stated,
have a list, I don't have anything.
yeah, I think they're gonna just put a finish on it.
Yeah.
Like we always did, shoot it on epoxy.
Okay. Might be well. No,
They're dirty, really.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, they're horrible.
Nah, it's awesome. Oh, my guy can pick them up.
I might have to do this one, but
Oh, no.
you can have.
You could paint it like a tan that they have, this is kind of a pinkish tan, but just get like a nice tan.
So high. You have to put more steps.
Take it out. See, the roof is good. Can we power wash the roof? Don't ever think you know everything in real estate, because then it's like you're frozen in time. If you think you know everything, then you're just freezing yourself in time, because you don't know everything, because it changes. So it's impossible to know everything. You can know the mechanics of real estate, how things work like that, but even that adjusts. It doesn't change, but it adjusts. EDC construction did that one.
Okay.
Did a fancy stonework. Some people flip, put new homes in.
Mm-hmm.
That one's definitely by the water. Look how high it is down there.
Okay.
Some builders put in the extra stuff. Look at the columns.
Okay. Yeah.
The roof is nice. You know what I mean? Just the
Make it
little extras.
Yeah.
And then some people they're still nice, but they don't put in the extra things. I don't blame them.
Appreciate it.
Hello. Ryan? Wait, is this staged?
All right. This is a bit confusing.
Ryan! Where is he? He must be outside or something. Ryan!
We just sitting around in the house.
Was he sitting in his car? Ryan!
They're upstairs. I hear voices. Oh, I think they're upstairs.
Yeah, this staging went all out.
Hello?
I barely fit up that. Hey, that's not a Randy sized hallway. Holy cow. You see that? I had to turn sideways. You ever see a flip staged before we buy it?
Never.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's some beautiful staging, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, what is this area?
That's the value add opportunity, whether or not we do something
my
with
gosh,
it.
Yeah, look
Yeah.
at this.
What are you thinking? It's nice, huh?
Yeah, that's another room right here. There's a bedroom right here.
Yeah, as we said.
How many bedrooms are there?
1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 beds. So this could be the 4th value add.
So, where's the bathroom up here?
That's
It'd have
exactly
to
what
go.
we're trying to
It'd have to
figure
go
out.
here.
It's just this
Sure.
ceiling.
Oh,
the,
you're
the
right.
pitch of the ceiling is very difficult. So we don't know. We'll see. We'll see what
Oh, wait a minute. If you close this in, maybe you could just make this a nice closet then?
Yeah.
Because it's
Oh.
too. You really have to put your wall here.
Right. It's very limiting.
Yeah. Maybe better off as attic space then.
Yeah, if we blow through it. That's what Ryan was.
Because you'd have to lift the roof to get livable space. Oh, well. Look at this cedar wood. The last time you seen a house with that, huh?
Definitely not big man. Big man house.
Oh my gosh.
You should see the house. 2 houses down. It's like little house. It's like a 400 square foot house is right there.
Ugh. Look at the staging they put in here.
See that yellow wall there? It's like a 400 square foot house.
Look at the quality of this staging. That's way excessive, don't you think? They hung the TV, everything. Wow. What's up? Where'd you come in from?
I came out.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't see you.
it. What you up to?
Checking on you? No, just we're out riding around, looking at other houses.
All right. So how does it feel having people like this is all your team, but you don't have to do much. Like how does that feel?
Oh well, I love it. I mean, we're all like family here, I guess, if you will. You know, we're all in the same pot. We all help each other out any way we can. Different ideas. Like I said, there's no one way to do real estate. So everybody's got a great opinion. Some people are more expert in one thing than another. So I listen when I'm around other people. I listen. I see what they got to say. I don't come in and try to impose what I want on something. I see what they say and listen around, and everybody can help. It's just like these gentlemen. You know, he's an investor, but he allows other people's ideas, and that's what you got to do.
Gotta listen to other people. It's like I'm going over here right now to say, tell me your thoughts.
That's it. Just get counsel, and you know, seek wise counsel from folks, and find out what's going on. Because at the end of the day, everybody here is trying to help, not hurt. We're not competition. We're all on the same team.
Hi, man. Good to see you. What's happening? What's up, guys?
Anyway, that's just
Gentlemen? Ryan, what's happening? How are you?
3-1 right now. You
Okay.
got it's a great layout the way it's at right now. Upstairs you got 1 bedroom, you got an attic space.
Okay.
The question is whether we keep it as is, as a 3-1, or dump some money in it and turn that other one into another bedroom. Keep the paint, I was thinking keeping the paint as is. So then, because they're gonna have to do the ceiling.
Somebody let me know on the stage.
They say this.
It's interesting.
All this stuff needs to get redone with maybe a quarter drywall, and they're gonna have to finish that. So I'd rather spend money on all this ceiling to be covered up, and then
That roof is rough.
the roof's gonna be done. Roof, HVAC gonna be done.
Okay.
Already priced that out already.
We're,
Day in the life already.
yeah, we were doing. He's
nice,
filming
man.
today. So what happened was we went and looked at 2 that I'm doing.
Yeah.
One that was under construction now, and then
Okay.
one that we're getting ready to close on Friday. And he goes, "Hey, we're meeting out north for the 12th Fair." So let's roll.
Love it.
Can't
I
do
pulled
it.
up, I saw the car. I'm like,
you couldn't have planned this better.
I'm like,
'cause,
we
yeah,
got everybody in
we got
here,
everything
man.
going on.
Everybody's
Look,
restricted.
they strategically did that. You know they did that.
To get Randy on the job with us, come on, man. That's what we want. That's what we want.
It's yeah. Let's see.
Yeah.
I might get stuck.
How are you, sir? Good to see you.
Javier,
How are you? Good to see you, sir.
queremos nada más tapar esto aquí. Eso es la parte del finichero que queremos ver que
Go.
Hey guys.
We're gonna need a bigger house.
Entonces no está bien mal con un poquito de finichero de las paredes.
When you have somebody who wants to buy a house, they are looking, they're researching, they're checking everything because real estate is on their mind. They're aware now. It's kind of like when you buy a new car, you start to notice that car everywhere. That car has always been everywhere, but you're noticing it now because your mind is on that. Like when you're in real estate, if you're a real estate guy, you notice for sale signs. The average person they could drive right by a for sale sign their own neighbor has in the yard and they don't even notice it because they're not thinking real estate. We notice real estate signs. People buying homes and selling homes notice real estate signs. Now this is the Virginia Beach office on Holland Road. It's the Cova Home Realty office. This is where agents can come and work. You can meet clients here. We're right here off Holland Road. 2 years? Come on in, take a look around. And this is just the lobby. We just have some floors put in. We got a couple of, I call them generic offices, just nice places for folks to work.
Okay.
Hello, guys.
Good to have you walk in.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Hey,
Hello.
Good stuff
this is
going on.
future real estate right here.
Oh, look at this. We're getting some action here.
We got some action. One listing already today, headed out to another listing appointment
Nice.
in a beautiful home. So, selling real estate.
That's my office. Down there to use. Pretty much just a desk and arrange stuff.
So,
Here's the growth of our company. That was in 2018, and that's last year's sales, 2019. That's good.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's about it. And then we got over here. Yeah, guys. Just filming and stuff.
Hey.
Tim putting in the work.
Yes, sir.
I'll leave you alone. Hold it.
Always.
You want the door open?
No.
Oh, okay. And then, yeah, we have a lobby area.
Okay.
I tint all the windows. I always tint the windows that way you can see out. They can't see in.
It's nice, yeah.
But yeah, it's nice. And then some of the guys you actually saw, Ryan Boyce and them, they have the upstairs office over there in the corner. They're over there. Carlos from earlier, who's my contractor, that's his office up there.
Okay.
And then we have a conference room right around the corner. Little conference room. We have meetings and stuff. I'm pretty sure you filmed in here before.
Yeah.
It's cold on this side of the building.
Yeah, just a little bit. Still.
So, it's a little conference area. Nothing special, but
It's nice having
It's
an environment.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
good to have a place to meet and work. And, you know, it's open all the agents who want it, and that's about it.
I might have to start using this
You
myself.
can use it anytime. Computers, no bathroom here. Computers are open. That's about it. Well,
We're out.
all right, buddy.
All right, buddy. Good to
Call
see
me
you.
later. We'll go home.
All right, sounds good.
How you doing? Good. Yeah. Try unplugging it. The thing in that other
Smells like Randy in here.
Thing is amazing, right?
You guys put the top down today?
Nah, it's freezing.
Yeah, I know. I was just kidding.
but not really.
Oh, you want to jump in the back seat?
Yeah, I'll jump in the back. This is content,
You're
man.
gonna take me for a ride,
I was
right?
like, I had the
You're not
RX
gonna take me
8.
for
That
a
was
grade?
not a real seat.
How do you slide this thing forward? You said you don't know.
No, I mean, you could do the thing here, but I gotta move
Oh.
the seat up.
I've definitely been in tighter spots.
There you go.
Mr. Tappen. Mr. Tappen. You gonna convince me to buy a Mercedes today?
That's perfect.
Oh, look at that extension on the seatbelt. Fancy.
All right.
Let's see what the AMG is all about.
A little bit of horsepower.
That might be a cop. That might be a
It's a cop.
cop. They said it might be a cop.
Oh,
That's a cop looking car, man.
oh, that one.
Yeah, look, I'll let you get a ticket.
Alright. Thank you so much for showing us exactly what it is that you do on a daily basis, what it is that you're running, the operations you've been able to build, and the people that are part of it, honestly.
It's good. We got a good team. We got good people around us. You do good things and help people, and that's what it's all about. And business calls.
Exactly. Alright, we'll catch you guys later. Thanks for joining us. It was a pleasure. Deuces.
Hey Randy, thanks for joining us here today, man. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thank you. It's great to be here with you guys.
So we kind of just wanted to talk to you about, your story. You have a very interesting story, and we really want to know what your story's about, and how you've reached this level of success.
There's a misconception, I believe, in real estate. And I've been doing real estate, give or take, about 20 years now. All different facets of it. Started out with investing, then moved into real estate sales, and eventually moved into brokerage and owning a company. The misconception that people have is you need to have money to get into the real estate business, and you don't. I was in Myrtle Beach. I was a Marine, still on active duty 20 years ago. And I was late at night, and I saw one of those commercials came on. It was the old Carlton sheets, no money down.
Yeah.
It opened my eyes to what I didn't know was anybody can buy real estate.
Yeah.
Anybody. And I'm not a formally educated guy. And it's funny because I joke around sometimes. I say with Victor, it's like we're on polar opposites of the education scale. We have in one case a doctor and another guy who barely graduated high school. So it just shows that the playing field is completely even. It's even. And what pushes anybody forward in this business is their willingness to work. Who does the work? What is expensive are your mistakes. And that's why things like this, what we're doing, things like our group that we have, where we have other investors that get together and we talk, it's very important because the mistakes that I've made and learned in real estate have cost hundreds of thousands of dollars in actual losses and maybe millions in potential profits that I could have had I known then what I know now type of thing.
So, jumping off on that, it sounds like you have a lot of different successes, you know. But what really gets you up in the morning, motivated to keep doing this every single day? Tell our viewers.
There's a couple things of why. Because there's always the mentality of when is enough enough?
Right.
And that is an individual, that's a completely individual barometer that you can have a success. I read this thing, it was on I don't know, one of those posters in like grade school or whatever. It said, happiness is wanting what you get, but success is getting what you want. So you can either be happy or you can be successful. I choose to be successful. I get what I want. Right. I can stop at any time and be happy. I can be happy with what I have. Success is getting what you want. I choose to go a little bit further. So why do I get up and do? Number one, I believe I have to earn to give. That's number one. I have to earn to give. If I'm not producing, I'm also not helping anybody else.
Right.
I've put myself in a position now where I work in a position where I want to. Real estate has provided the freedom of not the have to ended 10 years ago.
Right.
Now it's been going forward from a point of want to.
Right.
Real estate is one of those things. I was never really competitive in sports, but real estate, like sports, is you kind of get your trophy, you get your wins every deal.
Right.
I like to see a result. I like to see a result directed by the work I did.
Right.
Not to say that being a part of a team isn't important too. I was a Marine for eight years. So
Wow.
being a part of the team is a very important thing. But individual success, the harder I work, I just don't want to work harder so the boss can make more money.
You work for yourself.
I work for myself. And if I want to get a direct result from that work. So all the time and effort I put in, the rewards are there.
You know, you've had a lot of wins, but I'm sure you've had a lot of failures.
Sure.
And, you know, when showing our viewership, you know, that we're providing them with these valuable insights, you know, tell us about one of your biggest failures and how you recovered from that.
Again, this goes back to lessons learned. And as a Marine, I should have known this. You never advance further than your supplies can keep up, or you're cut off. When I left the military, I was young. I was 25 years old, 24, 25 years old. And of course, I thought it'd be great to get into the nightclub business.
Wow.
I had real estate going at that time. I positioned myself to transition out of the military, where I had a good amount of rentals at that time, that it more than replaced what I was making in the military.
Wow.
So I was able to transition out without missing a beat. It was actually, by the time it ended, I was ready to get out because it was holding me back.
And how old were you?
24 at that
That's a
time.
young man, a young man with rentals now in that business mindset. That's good.
And got into the nightclub business. And I jokingly say, I wouldn't take a nightclub if you gave it to me right now. If you gave it to me, I give it to you right. I give it right back to you. I don't want nothing to do with the restaurant, with the bars. I don't want it. This bar is fine. I don't want anything else. I went bankrupt. I had 2 nightclubs, and everything I built a life based on one main source of income. That was a table with one leg. And I'll never do that again.
Right.
A table with one leg is so dangerous because when that leg got taken out, my cars, my house, my everything, my bank accounts, the real estate I did have, the legal fees. It all just caved in. It all caved in, and at 30 years old, I was back to, I think I had $7,000 left. And
How did you climb out of that hole?
it mentally took a year. And this was before I was a Christian. And I relied on self. So I put my self-worth into my net worth. So when my business collapsed, so did my identity. My identity was taken from me. And I'll never do that again either. I don't put my identity, I'm in real estate. I do real estate. That's not who I am, it's what I do.
Just a
I
regular
love
guy.
it. I'm just a regular guy. But the biggest thing I learned from that was never be a table with one leg again.
That's a good tip.
And so
Multiple avenues of
just, you know, what I did was, in the beginning, in my acquisition stage of real estate, when I was doing it the first time around, before the bankruptcy, I was so leveraged. Everything was leveraged. I borrowed everything. I was doing 100% financing. So what happened was, it was a real estate business that was cash heavy, produced great monthly rentals, great monthly profits. It was hollow. It had no roots. The wind knocked that thing right over. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It was a house built on sand. It had no foundation at all. And that is how people get hurt in real estate. Now, had I had equity, I would have been able to have been fine. So when I was gun shy. That happened in 2006. I did not reinvest in real estate till 2012. I didn't buy another investment property till 2012. I'm out of it, I'm not doing it. I'm gonna just be a real estate agent. I'm gonna sell houses, and I'm gonna pay off the house I live in. That was my goal. I said, I'm just gonna sell houses and I'm gonna be debt free. I was so scared of debt that I said, I'm just gonna be debt free. I'm gonna live in my house, everything will be paid off, this and that. And I'm very glad I broke out of that mindset, because that's also an extreme mindset. That's an extreme cocooning mindset. There's no growth. There's no growth in that. So I needed to get out of my fishbowl and jump into the lake, if you will, so I can grow. So in 2012, I decided I'm gonna get back into investing, but I'm gonna do it different. I'm no longer going to borrow as much as I can. Now, in a way, I was fortunate to have had bankruptcy, because what it did, forced me to buy houses, forced me that I couldn't get financing anymore. So because I couldn't get financing anymore, I had to be creative again. Well, I still want houses, can't get them, can't get loans, but what I can do is I can save up $25,000, $30,000 and go buy a cheapy condo. No, I can't go buy a Virginia Beach $180,000 townhouse, but I could go to Hampton and get a 1-bedroom. I bought some of them, I got for $15,000.
Wow.
I literally was knocking doors and sending letters. I would identify a neighborhood I wanted, and I would saturate myself in there, and I would buy up as many as I could. Creative financing, because I didn't have any other opportunities. I had to. So I would work real estate, selling houses, to generate money to buy houses. And if the only thing you're doing is working and not planting, you're gonna work forever.
Right.
Take your seeds, plant the tree, and it'll produce fruit for you to eat. Just like Monopoly, I love Monopoly. It's one of my favorite games, I've always loved it. So I was back to Baltic and Mediterranean. I just went all the way back to the start.
Right.
So that's what I did. In 2012, I started buying the first 2. That's it. And I just bought tons of these things. And within 2 years, I had a lot of those. I had a lot of those condos. Well, The ones I was buying for 15, 20, 25 are now worth 40, 50, 55.
Right.
So, okay, just like Monopoly, your goal is to work your way around the board. Sell those, go into these. And so that's what I did.
So you use the Robert Kiyosaki method of the Rich Dad Poor Dad of buying and multiplying, buying and multiplying.
Yes, if you are going to sell a house, you better be buying another one with it. I love telling my new agents like this. I say, I call it my Corvette, it's my Corvette analogy. I say you have two guys, okay? You have two guys, guy A and guy B. They both have $100,000. They both want a new Corvette. Guy A goes to the dealership, buys the Corvette, pays cash. He has no car payment. He thinks he did the right thing because that's what society has taught him to do. I own them. You don't own anything. He now bought the car. He owns it free and clear. Now he has to put gas in it, now he has to pay insurance and this and that. Now he has to go to work to get money to now still afford that car that's paid off.
Right.
Guy B also has $100,000, also wants that Corvette. He goes out and buys 5 $100,000 townhomes with 20% down payments. So he takes his $100,000, divides it by 5, and puts $20,000 down on each house. Each house, let's say, produces $400 profit per month after your taxes, insurance, and everything. The profit $400. So now he owns 5 townhouses. They're profiting $400 a month. $2,000 a month is now coming back to him. He walks into Chevy, leases the Corvette. Don't buy it because it's going down in value.
Right.
He leases the Corvette for $1,000 a month. His tenants bought him that car.
Correct.
And he still has $1,000 left over. So now here he is. He bought $500,000 worth of property with $100,000 worth of capital. If he's smart, those houses he bought for $100,000, let's say they were worth $120 each. So he really has $600,000 profit. He really owns a $600,000 worth of assets. He's getting $2,000 worth of rent. He's now taking that money, getting the car he wanted, and still has $1,000 left over every month. The other guy has to go to work and sometimes can't even afford gas for the car. But that's the mindset I've always had is, if I want it, how do I get it to where I have something that pays for the something I want?
You hear that, guys? That's investing 101 right there from a man who's doing it and actually doing these things. It's that simple. It's not complicated, and you don't need to be rich.
No.
You just need to think smart, strategize, and use these techniques that we're talking about and do it yourself. You know, Randy, one more last question, if that's okay. Randy, what are the next 3 actionable steps that we can tell our viewership, the next 3 things they can do right from their home right now that will lead them to the path of your level of success?
Confidence, number 1. Decide right now this is what you want to do, and please don't listen to people who are going to try to stop you from doing it. When I tell you anybody can do this, I have seen it, I am proof of it. Anybody can do this if you want to do it. That's step number 1. Step number 2, build yourself a real estate team. You need to go find yourself a real estate agent who knows investments, because you don't. You might think you do, and you might go on Zillow, but you need a real estate agent who knows what they're doing. Real estate, this is probably going out, obviously we're in Virginia Beach.
Right.
I can only speak for what goes on in Virginia Beach. That's my real estate world. Wherever you are, if you're watching this next year, what I know of real estate today, the mechanics of it will apply, but the situation is going to be different.
Right.
Real estate changes. So the real estate books, Rich Dad Poor Dad, I love that book, but I stopped at that one because really anything past those, there's no book that's going to
teach you.
There's no book that can teach you it, because real estate is specific to your time and place. So confidence to do it.
Right.
Build yourself a real estate team. That's super important. And then the third thing is discipline.
Right.
You have to have money discipline. You have never been taught how to deal with money. Money is a tool. The way a carpenter uses nails, Businessmen use dollars. Money is a tool. It is not what you buy. People think money car, money dinners, money houses. No, money makes money. Whatever falls out of it, the profit, then you go buy those cars and dinners and vacations and all that. And if you're a true businessman, you'll structure it in a way to where they're all tax write-offs.
Exactly.
So they're business expenses. But confidence, real estate team, money discipline.
Perfect. Excellent interview today, Randy.
Oh yeah, it was so much value. Like, I can't thank you enough. And like, I'm talking to you guys right now behind the camera because guess what? You guys know who I am. I'm not supposed to be around people like this, with this kind of mindset, like these ideas. But guess what? Now we're bringing this value. I've been fortunate. God's put me in a position where now I can be around these people. So guess what? Now we're bringing us this value. Because you can't, like, when are you going to have the chance to talk to someone like this? When am I going to have the chance to sit down and talk to someone like this? But the value he just dropped can literally 10x your business, 10x your life, and just anything that you want to do. So like you said, just follow his advice and stick around and tune in for the next episode. We're going to have plenty more people.
We got a lot more to talk about.
So much value, guys. And all these faces are going to become familiar faces to you guys. So.
Hey, Randy, if the viewers want to get a hold of you or maybe get in touch with what you're doing, how do they do that?
Randy Tappen, RandyTappen. You can just go to CovaHomeRealty.com. You'll find me on there. I don't think there's any other Randy Tappens with an EN around anyway.
Cova Home Realty.
Okay. Cova Home Realty. You'll find me through Cova Home Realty. Just Google that. You'll
have
find
the
it.
link in the description, and you guys can click on the Instagram stuff. Look, this thing just popped up right here. Click on that. There we go. Sweet. Thanks for joining. Thanks for having us.
No, I love it. This is good, and this is helping everybody. And this is very important. This is extremely important thing.
So let's raise that bar up and toast to success, guys. Cheers.
Thank you.